Welcome to Six Figure Trucker, the podcast where we share advice on how to be successful in trucking and have fun while doing so. We'll share stories, news, and advice on how to earn six figures in trucking, and we'll speak to guys and gals that are already doing so. Let's get to the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. And each and every one of you, as you join us each week, you know this is a format where we elevate and celebrate the drivers of Norton Transport. Of course, we wouldn't be the company that we are today without them. They are the backbone of our company. And we have a very special guest joining us from his home tonight. That would be JB Njoroge. Jeffrey, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you?
I can't complain. There's no reason to. It reminds me of a story. It's been 10 years ago or so. I was in the gym, much better shape then than I am now. But I was walking out of the gym, and this man about 80 or 85 years old, he asked me, he said, "How you doing?" I said, "I can't complain." He said, "Boy, let me tell you something about complaining. Half the people don't care, and the other half say you probably had it coming."
That's true. When you talk about the gym,
Yeah, most people don't want to hear people complain, and I understand why.
yeah, we truckers have a love-hate relationship with the gym. We want to, and it's a
Right?
big thought in our mind, but getting to that point of taking yourself to the gym, I kind of want to do the load, right? Gotta go get that
I
money.
bet I bet it's hard to get to the gym when you're on the road.
Getting to the gym when you're on the road, I personally, I've never been to a gym on the road. I've thought about it. I've planned for it, but I've never actually been able to do it. And that's more on the side of procrastination and just having that comfort zone inside the truck. It's comfortable. It's private. You just stay in your little cocoon, and you just don't want to leave. And plus also, what makes it a little bit tricky is the changing seasons. So
Right.
you'd want to say that, you know what, I'm gonna walk out this winter and prepare myself to have a six pack for summer, but it gets snowed in, and the place that's open is a McDonald's.
I got you. I've got more of a loosely arranged 12 pack.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you come back home with one pack, and the wife looks at you like she never knew you before, and you're like, hey, as long as I bring home the bacon.
Got to bring home the bacon and let it sizzle.
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you get in the gym when you're not on the road? Is that something you try to
No,
do?
I try and walk around a lot. That's as far as I got. I know I should be doing more, but honestly
Shouldn't we all?
speaking, yeah.
Shouldn't we all?
Sometimes,
Now, do you live in Texas? Is that right?
yeah, I live in Dallas, Texas.
Okay. In your neighborhood, are there some good places to walk?
Yeah, like around the neighborhood, you can just walk out of the apartment and just walk a block or two around, do a couple of
Right.
miles, probably 2 or 3 miles, and yeah, you can come back home and say, I got a victory today. I didn't walk from the truck to the receiving office and back. At least I did a
Did a lap, a victory lap.
yeah, victory lap. Yeah.
Now, Jeffrey, can I call you JB? That's what most people know you as.
Yes, sir. You can definitely call me JB.
Well, JB, how long have you been behind the wheel? I understand you've been behind the wheel for quite some time.
Yeah, I started driving in 2016. I started with a company called Prime Inc. Went through their training program and started driving their trucks. I became a trainer. I used to train students to become truck drivers. Yeah, and we had a good run. Up until 2019, that's when I branched out on my own. Then COVID happened, the market spiked up, then it came
Oh,
crashing back down. And
that,
yeah, as we were
that,
finding a good place to base yourself on, that's when I came across Norton.
okay. We'll go back to that in just a second. But you started up your own company in 2019,
Yes, I did.
And bad luck would have it that COVID hits the next year.
When COVID hit, everybody was indoors, so the supply, the demand of goods was high. So guys who are on the road, I mean, they used to pay us crazy money just to be out there to deliver the goods because everything was shut down. And frankly speaking, it was one of the best times because there was no traffic, there was no one there, so it was just easy in and out. You'd go to Walmart and people would be waiting for you because they would think that you got toilet paper, and you
Right.
and everyone
You're
was
like
just
Santa Claus.
yeah, and the kids all waving at you, and well, you know the thing they do, and yeah, you were all happy and all stuff and all that. Then the market just went up, then came back down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, when you started in 2016, was that OTR trucking?
Yes, it was OTR trucking.
Gotcha. Now you joined us about my notes say 5 months ago.
Yes, sir.
And you were referred by a buddy of yours. Tell us about that and how it happened.
Now, while we were out trying to figure out, since the market wasn't doing that good, and you're just trying to hold on to see, okay, are the loads going to be a little bit better? And you're just hoping. Then my buddy Clive, he joined Norton, and he was like, yeah, "This is a little bit stable than what we used to," because he had parked his truck.
Right.
So definitely with trucks, would be like, give us 2 or 3 settlements first before we actually believe your story. You gotta back it up with the settlements, not just one time. Gotta be a couple of weeks. And that's when he sent us the how you guys pay, how Norton pays, and all that. And like, okay, I can do that. I can do that. That's definitely better than waiting for a broker and. There's all these hoops that you gotta jump. You go to a place and you have to now fight for your detention, fighting for what's rightfully yours. And you come to Norton and everything is just smooth. You even get surprised. Am I missing something or?
Did you like that, JB, when you came on board 5 months ago, where you get paid basically right after your load's complete?
Right after the load is complete, and that's this is how I put it. It's like you're getting spoiled. Because out here, you have to wait for about a week. Then factoring, where they take 3%. Then now deductions come in. Then everything comes in. Versus Norton, where you have fuel money up front. You have all these things. Now it's up to you to try and decide and plan yourself. You know, versus OTR, everybody's trying to plan for you. You gotta be here by this time. If you're not here by this time, then there's a detention fee, there's a late fee, or you get there probably an hour, 2 hours late. And this might be circumstances that are beyond your control. You can have a flat tire, and that takes on the minimum 4 hours before they get to you and replace the tire. And truth be told, sometimes we drivers are just lazy and probably woke up late, and things happen.
Right.
But when you get there and you're late, and it's on a Friday, you gotta reschedule for Monday.
That's right.
And you're just sitting somewhere, and you're not home. It's just crazy. Now that compared to Norton, where I can call the receiver and ask, "Are you guys available over the weekend?" It's either yes or a no. And if it's a yes, most times it is, sometimes it's not. But that having that hope that it might be. And when it comes to delivery, there is no set appointment that you have to be here by 9 o'clock in the morning. It's like a whole day appointment. You can be here from 9 to 3 or 9 to 5 or 8 to 3. So you have the whole day to figure yourself out. So if there's something that might have happened over the road, there's a window where you can try and fix it up and get there before that time, before the deadline.
Now, I wanted to ask you, in your 9 years on the road, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen? on the road that you would not have seen if you were not on the road?
Oh, there are a lot of crazy. I have a lot of crazy stories I can tell you. oh,
Please
oh
do.
man. oh, there are a lot of things out in the road. The craziest one that did scare me is I was uh, I was training a student, and we were going through the tolls. I was asleep because he had driven for about 20,000 miles, so I was a little bit confident with him.
Right.
So as we were in on a line to go through the tolls, something told him that, you know what, we can switch lanes.
Okay.
So he decided to switch lanes. And one thing I always told my students is, whenever you find yourself in a bind, stop the truck, call me before you mess up even more. Because if it's a little bit of a mess, then we can try and fix it. But if you now dent the truck, or it's something even bigger, now we have to involve the company.
Right.
So as he tried to, yeah, as he tried to change lanes, he realized he couldn't get to the other lane that was moving a little bit faster because of the trailer. And now we were stuck, blocking two lanes at a toll.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Making friends in a fast way.
Oh yeah. So he woke me up. Yo, JB, wake up. So I wake up. I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, I think I'm stuck. You think you're stuck? You are stuck. You ain't going nowhere. So the two guys at the toll booth, they actually got out, and one guy had a cigarette. He gave his buddy the other cigarette, and they just started smoking, looking at, let's see how this gonna. So I had to wake up.
Well, how did we get out of it? How did you get unstuck?
Yeah, I had to wake up, put on my safety vest, then come out, tell the traffic on the right side to back off a little bit, because now we're gonna back out and go back to the to the toll where we were supposed to go through in the first place. So went to my side and also told the drivers to back out a little bit. Some of them went to other tolls. Then we managed to back out, and he straightened up the truck. Then now we went through the toll.
Were the horns blowing and people screaming?
Oh yeah, people were cussing out. Oh yeah, oh yeah, they were having us. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess, do you see that a lot on the road? I mean, that's an exception, but impatience from drivers toward truck drivers?
Oh yeah, drivers are very impatient, and as a truck driver, you kind of get this sense of trying to figure out what the next move of a driver would be, which I see that missing nowadays. Because when you're out on the road and say you're stuck in traffic, gotta give yourself some room, because somebody will be very, very impatient and try and cut you off.
Right.
And if they jump in front of you and cut you off and you hit them, then you're at fault because you didn't maintain this space. And that becomes now he says, she said, now the cameras that can try and, mediate the thing, but it's just more like you got to just try and guess a little bit what that driver might do and prepare for that.
Right. Talk about, I mean, the physical reaction when someone does cut in front of you aggressively and you're driving such a heavy piece of equipment, particularly if you had a trailer on there. How do you stop it without causing an accident? I mean, what's the first thing that goes through your mind when somebody cuts right in front of you?
Now, how I would classify their levels to it. The first level is, depending on your load, you can tell I'll be able to stop. And there are times, depending on your load, you will not be able to stop no matter what you do. That's what I call the oh shit moment. Excuse my language,
You're fine.
Yeah.
That describes it perfectly.
Yeah. The oh shit, like when a deer jumps in front of you, there's that moment you're like, okay, ain't nothing I can do about this. So
Do you
We
try to
try
get
it.
over to another lane if it's available?
If it's available, you can move on to the other lane, but you don't want to risk that because of the trailer you're hauling and the conditions of the road. It might be rainy, and you don't want to just swerve like that. The speed you're driving at also comes into a factor, and the surrounding of everything, because you might want to swerve, but there's another car here on your left side or on your right side.
Mm,
If you swerve and
right,
hit them, that's on you.
right.
And this guy's just jumped in front of you and is now slamming on the brakes. Yeah, those are
Mm,
the situations. So you as a trucker, when someone does that, just let go of the gas. It's okay. It's all
right.
right. Yeah, just give yourself that distance, and you'll be fine.
Leaving a lot of space between you and whoever could do that kind of maneuver.
And the thing is that they don't come with a signal saying, I'm a hit the brakes on you." Nope,
It just happens.
it just happens. So you have
Well,
to
that leads
assume
me
that
to
everyone can do that.
right. That leads me to my next question. In your former life as an OTR trucker and a trainer, what was the most difficult thing to do within that space? And what's the most difficult thing to do now as a drive-away trucker?
With the OTR, it's more of following a set schedule, putting into factor your time and time zones, and it's more of a planning thing.
Hmm.
But with the drive away, planning is a little bit easier but more complex, because you gotta factor in your travel times, you gotta factor in the cost of it, versus
Right,
OTR, where you just in the truck, you gotta factor in now the timing. I know I gotta get to this shipper by 2 o'clock in the morning, so I gotta drive from uh, probably 6 p.m. to 12 p.m. And I didn't sleep well. I didn't sleep during the day because the previous load delivered the last time, last evening. So I was asleep at
mhm,
night. I wasn't sleep during the day, and I gotta drive at night. Now
gotcha.
with driver, you can always plan your hours as soon as you get the load, because this load picks up on Tuesday. I need to deliver it on Friday. It's 1,000 miles. That's 500 a piece. So I can plan. Okay, I'm gonna drive 500 miles. Probably go stop somewhere in Tennessee, get a hotel, s- take my 10-hour break, then go deliver the load. Versus
Right,
OTR, where there's that you really have to plan for the time.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Is it harder in OTR to keep up with your logs than it is now in drive-away?
Drive away logs and OTR logs, I would say it's pretty much the same, because you have to but a little bit easier on the drive away side, because we have flexibility when it comes to pickup and deliveries. And
Right.
and we make our money after the delivery. OTR,
So
you
you
make
get
your money after delivering the good. Now with OTR, you have a specific time where you gotta pick up, you have a specific time where you have to drop off the load. Some loads are open, some pickups are open with OTR, but they're on the minimal side. With
gotcha.
drive away, all loads are pick up during the day, drop off during the day.
Obviously, you worked under a world there of forced dispatch. Not so with drive-away. We don't have forced dispatch.
No.
And tell us a little bit about you're on Kelsey's team along with Laura and Haley. Tell us a little bit about what they're like.
Um my dispatchers are awesome. I mean, I would call them at any time and talk to them about anything. Whether I'm stuck somewhere, whether the truck has a problem, whether I'm running low on fuel, whether I have no money for hotel, or I need money to go pick up the next load, or I need a car rental. They will organize that for me, and it just makes my work a whole lot easier. And particularly on my team, one thing that I love about um, my dispatchers is you'll pick up a load and they will ask you, do you know how to get there and how to get out of that place? because that place, as per my experience, it's hard for drivers to get out of. So with that kind of insight, and it's coming from your dispatch, and we are drivers that are hauling your loads, it kind of makes you feel okay. I'm in a safe place. They really care about me.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
you were recommended by them, so obviously they care about you. Recommended to be on the podcast on the show here. They said that they said you need to talk to Jeffrey. He's a great guy. Now, do they call you JB, or is that or do they
no,
just call you Jeff?
no. JB is my nickname. They call me Jeffrey. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Wanted to ask you about Clive Matiku, the guy that referred you.
yeah,
Did you know him before he referred you? Obviously, you did. Did you
yeah,
know him from your trucking days?
yeah. Clive, we started working with him. I knew Clive when I was in Prime. Yeah, I think I was a year into trucking, and he just came on, and I kind of showed him a little bit of hoops here and there. Yeah, and we started growing together from there, and that's how we became friends.
Now, I looked at your stats. You've got 100% check in, 100% completion, and you average 10,000 miles a month. Is that about where you want to be? Do you want to see yourself drive more? Or are you in a good level right now?
I wouldn't say that's the best level. I usually aspire to get more. I'm very competitive. Yeah, I would just say that's the average. I want to do a little bit more.
Hmm.
Yeah, and get my stats up there.
Now, you're a Class A driver. You can drive a manual,
Yeah.
and you're specialty qualified. And for people who are watching, the Six Figure Trucker brought to you by Norton Transport. Specialty qualified means you can drive a garbage truck and other vehicles that are not your normal type
Yeah.
trucks to drive.
Hmm.
How important was it for you to get that qualification?
The qualification just means the company trusts you a little bit more. You're trusted more. That's more like getting a credit card increase. If you had $1,000
Mhm.
limit and they give you a $10,000 limit, the bank knows you're more responsible to handle $10,000 than versus $1,000. Same as Norton. You can drive any other vehicle, but once you get to that level where they trust you more, it's because they've seen that you're capable of doing of driving a
Right.
specialty vehicle.
Now, did you, being manually certified, did you drive manuals when you first started? Did you learn on a manual?
Yeah, I learned on a manual. I was skeptical about driving automatics when they came out. Like how do they handle when going down a hill? Because with the manual, before you start going down a hill, you gotta set your brake, set your jake brakes. You gotta know the incline of the hills. You gotta keep in mind your the trailer weight. You have to have all that in mind. With the manual, it's just easy. You just set the speed and that's it.
Right.
You don't have
Let the
to.
clutch work.
Yeah, you don't have to listen for the RPM. You don't have to listen for anything.
Right. Now, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what got you into trucking. How did you fall into it?
Now, what got me into trucking? I love traveling. I love traveling a lot, and I love the open roads. And a friend of my uncle did trucking, and most of the times when we were out driving, I was the one who used to drive. So he told me, "Why don't you become a truck driver since you love driving so much?" I'm like, I'll think about it. Then I went to Prime and they trained me, and I loved it, and I've never gone back.
Right.
It's like the
Right.
first time you ate KFC, and like I love this chicken, and I am.
I had KFC last weekend for a football party that we had. My team didn't win, but the KFC was good.
Yeah.
Well, JB, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your stories from the open road, some
Yes.
of the crazy things that have happened, all the success you've had, the success you've brought to us. We're
Yes.
thankful for what you have done. We really appreciate you joining us. Now, there's a lot more to JB than what you've just heard. JB is going to tell us next week about his home country and his passion that developed there. JB, we look forward to hearing from you next week.
Alrighty. Thank you so much for having me.
Six Figure Trucker is brought to you by Norton Transport. Norton Transport is a drive-away trucking company that customers can rely on. It offers excellent independent contract driving opportunities to professional, courteous, and qualified drivers that can provide the kind of service we deliver. If you're interested in learning more about Norton or just want to subscribe to the show, check out 6-figuretrucker.com. That's 6-figuretrucker.com.